Yeah, Tyler, do us a favor. Count us in.
All right, and 3, 2.
Wait, do we say hi YouTube or something like that?
Listen, folks, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. This is the #1 two-man comedy news podcast in all of podcast land. We are the best podcast you're going to listen to today, yesterday, or tomorrow. And the only way we can make sure that we grow to the necessary size that an incredible show like this deserves is if you hit that like and subscribe button and you spread the good word.
Like and subscribe to the channel for brand new episodes every Wednesday. Check out the podcast version of the show for the unedited version. And other than that, enjoy the show. Peace be unto the prophet.
Long live Worst Hour Pod.
I read yesterday that the United States is like pledging to rebuild Gaza. I'm like, didn't you guys technically contribute to its destruction?
Well, that's the Dick Cheney model of money.
Yeah.
Where it's like you build the bomb, sell them you make money building the bomb. You get the contract to build the bomb.
Yeah.
Then you take that bomb and then you sell it. And then you drop that bomb and then you bring your construction company in to rebuild it. Now you've made money on all the phases.
Here's my problem with all of this. Can't you guys just print money? Like, what? The part where they're like, here, we got to get the oil so that we can get money. Like, you guys already control the printing.
Yeah, but if nobody dies, the money's not worth anything.
Doesn't really make any sense to anybody.
Inflation.
Inflation is
when nobody dies for the money.
It completely just devalues your money.
Listen, if the temperature isn't going up, if bombs aren't going down, the money doesn't mean anything.
It's just not. It doesn't.
Look, ever since Fort Knox stopped backing our dollar in gold, we had to back it in oil and blood.
You know what, dude? You can tell how insane somebody is if they know what year that happened.
Look, can I take a guess?
Yeah.
It was Hoover, I believe.
Okay, so this is a great.
I'm thinking the establishment of the Federal Reserve.
You're thinking establishment of the Federal Reserve? That was Hoover, 1911, I believe. And Tyler, go ahead and fact check that was when the Federal Reserve was established. Now, I believe it was in the 70s when we unlinked gold.
No, I think it's further back.
I think it's the 70s. I think it may have been Nixon.
I'm not going to go head to head with you on this. This is something that
gold is so. It's so funny how old world gold is. What is it, Tyler? Oh, 1913. God damn it.
Damn. Is that Hoover though?
It's got to be. It's got to be under Hoover, right? Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson. Wilsonian idealism. Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense that that fucking lunatic would start the Federal Reserve.
Woody Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have thought it was Barack Obama, but now that I know it's Woodrow Wilson, that makes sense too.
Hey, Tyler, can you look up a year that the dollar was no longer backed by gold?
If I'm right, and it's in the 70s, it's going to be
you lose.
Yeah, that's true. If I'm right and it's in the 70s, I will continue to be the least popular person I know.
I believe you have to answer these questions to vote for Ron Paul.
Check it out. The government, it's 1971. I was totally right.
Under Nixon.
People, It's very recent that the dollar was no longer backed by gold. Look, it is a pretty, it doesn't make any fucking sense for it to be backed by gold. It's not like it was better when it was backed by gold.
Right. It still means nothing.
It's like you completely nailed it. People love to be like, well, back in the day, $1 meant one gold, so it was all this. It's like, okay, you've unlinked two useless fucking things.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations. Welcome to the Worst Hour Podcast. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, folks.
Shalom.
Okay, man, you're right. Both sides.
Yeah, this is a two-state solution right here.
It is a two-state solution. Let's see. Like every show, by the way, today's episode of the Worst Hour Podcast, it's going to be a good one, folks. I'm excited about it. Just a slew of horrendous stories affecting all sort of aspects of society and culture all over the world. You guys know me. I'm your host, Ramsey Badawi, Sultan of Streaming, the Thai-Town Sheikh, the Levantine lover boy himself.
Sultan of Streaming, we've streamed once.
We streamed one time. Yeah, that's exactly how sultans work, dude.
I don't know what sultans do.
Well, I feel like a sultan...
Whatever you say, well...
I feel like a sultan would do it once and be like, all right, I'm the king
That's what I do.
I'm the best at this.
Why would I do it twice? I already conquered it.
A president has to prove his worth and win an election. And got to do it a bunch, so, And you gave me the nickname Sultan of Streaming.
Did I really?
You did.
Well, I'm sorry. I was just trying to,
sitting across from me today, my co-host, co-founder of the show, executive chair of the show, Bryan Big Business Folky. Together, we are Last Two American Shock Jocks. We're the Worst Hour Podcast, the #1 two-man comedy news show. You know what? Why don't we have a Sirius XM deal at this point? I was just thinking about that. Where if Howard Stern was BBC? What's so hard about that?
If Howard Stern had a big black cock, that's what exactly. You meant, right? That's Worst Hour?
That's exactly what Worst Hour is. Isn't there a demand for if Howard Stern spoke about exclusively Al Jazeera? Opie and Anthony Al Jazeera?
Yeah, I wish that's our natural progression. That's the next step for us is satellite radio.
It is.
Where we're 19 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
And our guests have to sit on the worst couch possible.
Absolutely.
And they have to use those Britney Spears side face microphones.
I love those satellite radio shows where it's like, our budget is $10 million a year. 9.5 of it went into the studio. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you needed all of this for you to convey it's a radio show.
I know. It looks like the set of American Gladiator in there. They're shooting tennis balls at each other.
And up until recently, they did not have any video. It was just for Howard Stern's pleasure.
Allegedly, he has a whole wing of the satellite building that you're not allowed to walk in.
Is that true?
Yeah, and he has his own elevator.
Because he's so zen.
Yes, and it's gonna fuck
because
up
he
his
meditates.
Meditation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, when I'm trying to meditate and I hear like a child playing outside,
it would piss me off as well.
Yeah.
He's got to be a dark soul, Howard Stern, right?
You think?
Well, I mean, you know, like I think he's not just a dark soul, like he's fucked up. Because lately he's trying to be he's kind of got this Ellen thing going on where he's like super friendly and cool now and like really kind of woke.
Yeah, cares about things again. Nobody is that viciously ambitious without being a monster.
Yeah.
And nobody takes over the world of their world, whatever their world is that they enter, without being a little bit of a...
It's why people should really love this show.
Exactly. That was where I was going.
They don't understand. The lack of ambition that both Bryan and I share makes us fantastic people. It makes our points of view as clean as possible.
Exactly. The fact that we have no drive to monetize these opinions lets you know that they're really how we feel, although we don't actually express any opinions and
whatsoever. No,
none of the opinions reflected on this show represent Ramsey, me, or Worst Hour,
or the Worst Hour
Tyler
podcast. I do want to mention, of course, a special thank you to Tyler Gazar, who's working the ones and twos. Can you say that still about?
I mean, that's music, but yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And we can't play music on this podcast.
No. We can't play music on this podcast unless it's cleared, which I'll be honest with you, I do like clearable rock, clearable jazz. I like anything clearable. This show did start off on a little bit of an anti-Semitic note, but I think we're gonna steer right out of it. We're gonna come right out of it.
It didn't start at an anti-Semitic note. So you're eating right out of this fucking their hands right now.
Okay. It's hard to not. It's just turning into a more anti-Semitic show.
I don't mean, do you see what they do? Not the Jews. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the American government who backs the state of Israel.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Jews.
Okay.
This is what the government does.
Bryan, you're kind of yelling Jews a lot. And,
I said not. Joe Biden is a Catholic. Second Catholic president, by the way.
We have a great show for you today. Belarus faked a terrorist threat to arrest a journalist. That's going to be a fun story to get into. Prominent Boko Haram leader may or may not be dead. A little hazy on it. We'll get into it in a second. And of course, John Cena finally issues an apology to China. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time.
Oh, Lord.
So we'll talk about that in a second. You guys do not even want to know about the beef that John Cena is in with China right now. Before we get to the show, Bryan, do you mind if I start it with by paying you a very high compliment?
Yes, please do.
I realized earlier today that I've officially put you on a list of people that, or I should say, I've put your name on a list.
I don't like the way this is going.
If I should ever seize power in some kind of a bloody coup, I think we're close enough to where I would have to kill you.
Oh, that makes sense. You're on that list for me, too.
A high honor to you, sir. Congratulations.
I would kill you in a bloodless coup, honestly.
In a bloodless one? Damn, that means I know a lot.
Yeah.
You would kill me if you just were democratically elected.
No, there's a bloodless. We're not going to get into it today, but there's a nice bloodless coup going on in the Pacific Islands right now, where they literally. We won't have to get into it too much, but I will say this: in the coup, all they did was lock the doors on the Senate. And they locked the newly elected president out of Congress, and that's the coup.
I kind of like that.
Putting some locks on the doors, and they're not letting her in.
And the president didn't have a key. Nobody had like another key.
Probably get the key at the swearing.
Oh, they changed the law.
Probably.
Dude, sneaky.
Presidents don't have keys.
No, president should not have a key. A president should not have one key.
President's pockets should be empty at all times.
The more keys your president has, I would say your country's in big trouble.
Yeah. The president looks like a janitor. You're fucked.
You're completely fucked. You want your president to have everything in a smart home kind of system.
Everybody's holding everything for him.
Everything for him. Yeah, absolutely. The more important you are, the
less. Can you
less...
imagine if Joe Biden had to keep track of keys?
Oh my God.
This country would be over already.
It would be an absolute disaster. I'm very proud of Joe Biden, by the way. He's he's really getting through it, man. He's getting through it, dude. I don't know how, but he's completely stayed out of everything. How did he get by this Palestine-Israel thing without any...
I don't know if we watched the video on the show or not, but he was driving in a car and a woman says, "Can I get your comment on Israel-Palestine?" And he said, "Nope," and he drove away.
I'm not going to lie to you, that was one of the moments I respected him the most, when he threatened to... He actually threatened to run them over. Joe Biden was being asked by... Tyler, pull this up. He was being asked by reporters last week about what they thought about Palestine-Israel.
Just right, Biden speeds away from journalists.
He was actually touring the Ford facilities, checking out the brand new F-150 electric pickup truck. And
probably made with some money that Obama bailed him out with.
Probably made with money that Obama bailed him out with, and parts from China. Like, it's probably like, it's so sad. I guarantee you nobody works at that factory. It's literally owned by a Chinese landlord.
It is not a Bruce Springsteen song.
It is not, right now. It's owned by a Chinese landlord. He uses them to house squatty potties. It still says Ford out on the building for, like, just for kind of sentimental reasons.
Exactly.
There's nothing... All the Ford shit's being made in Xinjiang by Muslim slaves.
There's a barcade in Highland Park, and it took over a really famous restaurant in Los Angeles called El Arco Iris.
Okay.
And they left the El Arco Iris sign there as an homage.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's going on at Ford.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a Chinese barcade now.
Here's the video. Some reporter asked him what he thought about the worst thing about trying to speed away on an electric truck. It's like, good luck, dude. You got 2 miles and it's over.
I know, it's over. Better not be any clouds. Remember when Trump was doing all that? They want you to live off solar power. I hope it's not a cloudy day.
Dude, that ruled.
Can you picture that big guy? Tyler, you're killing it, by the way.
I know, man. That's this guy.
Who's letting him drive?
That's a good point. It's probably autonomous driving.
Yeah.
It's like the thing. Yeah, there's some Secret Service in there.
Why is it all taped up? It looks like it's made out of paper mache. It's in the middle of paper mache.
For all the shit that everybody gave Elon Musk over the Cybertruck, this thing does not even look like it's done.
No, it looks like it was made out of Michaels.
Mr. President.
This sucker's quick.
How does would you buy one of these?
I would.
How does it feel to be behind the wheel, sir?
It feels great. I tell you what, these electric vehicles. Now, I don't know if everybody has a stopwatch, but I think if we're going 0 to 60 in about 4.3.
Yeah, I don't trust you at all to know that, to have any gauge of that.
Here we go. Here it comes.
Mr. President, how fast were you going?
Okay, I'm just going to step on it. I'll come off at 80 miles an hour. You'll see what it is. Okay?
Is he like asking one of them to time him?
Yes.
No, you can't. Unless you get in front of the car as I step on it.
Wait, push it back a second.
Go back like 10 seconds.
You'll see what it is. Okay? You ready?
Mr. President, can I ask you a quick question on Israel before you drive
No,
away?
you can't. Not unless you get in front of the car as I step on it.
I mean, that was pretty funny.
I'm just teasing you, sweetheart.
I'll be honest with you, that was hilarious.
Did you see that old man turn? He did the great old man turn where you turn your whole torso.
Yeah.
Because your neck doesn't work. Where he goes, not in case you want to jump in the car. I'm just teasing you, sweetheart.
Dude, he peeled out, man. That was actually pretty badass. That was actually cool.
Yeah, no, that whole interaction is badass. Yeah. I mean, also, listen.
I agree. I'm with you on this one, Brian. What's he going to say?
What the fuck is he supposed to say?
What the fuck's he going to say? You know what? In that moment, I actually had some sympathy for the guy. He's like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm driving an electric vehicle right now.
I'm just trying to drive this fucking car, dude.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
This is... By the way, it's kind of funny that wasn't Henry Ford famously anti-Semitic?
Yes.
So there's just a lot of issues in the situation.
They're all famously anti-Semitic in the beginning.
Biden's like, I don't want to go pro-Palestine. I don't want to piss Israel off. I don't go pro-Israel. I don't want to piss Ford off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a Ford vehicle.
I'm in a tough situation right now.
This thing's run by a computer. They could just blow this fucker up.
God bless him, man.
Yeah, he's got some good moments, and he really is one of the best at not taking a stand.
Yeah, he's great at it. He really is. Like I said, when this Palestine-Israel thing ended up just being like, Israel, do your thing. We'll say something we'll bookend it with some money on the end. We'll give you guys $4 billion. We'll give them $75 million. Done deal. This week, more than any week, and it's not just this particular issue, but when people switch that switch of like, here's the message that we're all sending out today, it's pretty fucking amazing.
It's
to
hive
see.
brain shit.
It's pretty fucking amazing to say.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, everybody's doing this message today. That guy's got an op-ed piece. This guy's got an op-ed piece.
Right.
So, anyways, wild times, folks. But we're past that story. We're done with it. We'll bring it back up when Palestine and Israel get back into it again. I'm not bringing it up ever again until it happens one more time.
You mean in 2 months?
In 2 months, we'll talk about it again. But for right now,
it's funny because about two or three episodes ago, when this whole thing kicked off this time, I asked you. I said, "Does this feel different? Does it feel like?" And you said, "I haven't seen this much support for Palestine in a while." And then just the hammer went down. Fuck Palestine. It's over.
It was over. It was over. It was over. I found myself tweeting "fuck Palestine." It was over. I was just like, dude, this is getting serious, guys. Come on, easy with the with the anti-Semitism. This is getting serious. Yeah, man, I'm in line. So, it is what it is, man. Speaking of Palestine, before we get into the show today, I do want to show you, I was rummaging through my parents' paperwork recently, without their permission, of course. And I want to show you something. I put this up on my Instagram. So, obviously, I'm sure you guys saw it, but some people who follow the show might be interested in this.
The majority of our show does not follow us on any platform.
Most of our show doesn't seem to have
I don't know how
an address, access to electricity. So if you are interested, I found my grandfather's passport from 1921. This is back before Palestine and Israel. This is before the establishment of Israel, right? This is actually 20 years before the establishment of Israel. Back when Palestine was a mandate of the British Empire, became a mandate of the British Empire after the Ottoman Empire fell in 1918 after World War I. Ottoman Empire was getting a little bit weak. They were kind of
too big. They were spread out.
They were getting too big. They covered the entire Swana area. Are you familiar with this new term, Swana?
No.
Swana is the new AAPI. Swana is like Southwest Asia, North Africa, and it's supposed to encompass all of like the Arab countries and all of the Arab, like Armenia and like
for like college scholarships.
No, for like online infographics. You know what I mean?
So that's going to be like when I fill out a job application, that'll be a choice.
It's a new one. It's a new one. I'm not really sure.
How pissed are Armenians? I mean,
that are being lumped in. I think they excluded Turkey. I don't know what they're doing with Turkey. Turkey.
Nobody wants them.
The crown jewel of the Swana region, if you ask me. But I think they've been excluded from it. So, anyways, my dad was telling me that when my grandpa got this passport, he was, to his understanding, he was pretty pissed off about it. Like, this is ridiculous. Like,
what was his passport
before? It was no passport.
Yeah. The Ottoman Empire didn't do a passport system.
Nah,
right?
Before it was sort of a do your own kind of thing.
Just if you guys want to make passports, you can.
Yeah.
We're not going to ask for them.
I mean, whatever you guys want to require of each other.
Do your thing. That's what we say.
If you got a store and you want somebody to show you something before you get in that store, that's your own deal.
Was there Ottoman money?
There was no. They had liras. Yeah, so there was Ottoman money. Yeah. So they were on the lira system, I believe.
Switched over to the pounds.
Switched over to the pounds.
Is there a picture in this passport?
Yeah, there is. There's a picture. Check this out. By the way, I wanted to show
Whoa.
this. This is the inside of the passport. It says my grandfather's first name, his first middle name, and then his second middle name, and then they just stamped it out on the second.
They
middle
ran
name.
out of space. So
They ran
said,
out of
"Fuck you."
space. Well, you know what I was thinking about today? This is some fucking super, big level conspiracy thinking. But the Arab countries are so dominated by tribes, clans. I wonder if the British and the West thought, like, if we just fucking change all these guys' last names, maybe they won't see each other as a clan anymore. They don't see each other as a group anymore. And it'll be a little bit easier to fuck with these people. Because I go, why else would they do something like that?
I mean, it's either that or it's just I could not possibly care less about you.
To be fair,
in any way.
To be fair to the Brits, it is a more efficient system. I'm not going to disagree with you.
They're like, yeah, you have a name, great. I don't fucking care.
It's not super efficient to walk around with an ID card that says Ramsey Adli Izzat El Hajj Hassan Bedu Isnan.
But so French, that's interesting. But how old are you if your grandfather is getting a passport in 1919?
This is what I wanted to actually talk about today. One slide over, we'll take a look at my grandpa at the time. 20.
Dude, his match against Hulk Hogan at Madison Square Garden was so good.
You know how many chicks have hit me up to be like, your grandpa's really fucking hot. Like I really think your grandpa's like beautiful.
See, I'm like I said, I'm 36 years old. So I remember when that was like a hipster look to do that. Do you remember? I don't know if you were old enough to remember that.
Yeah, no, I do recall that. That was basically
twirly mustache.
Yeah.
And guys, we were all like, we want to beat the fuck out of everybody who does that.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a pussy wettener. I guess
chicks are dirty, dude. They're into some fucking crazy
Why do
shit.
they like that? What makes them?
He's got, I guess, from what I understand, from what I can tell basically by the picture, he's got a masculine energy that a lot of ladies really just, I think, it drives them crazy. They kind of feel it right away,
Yeah, because they know he would like slap the shit out of them.
This motherfucker's wearing a blazer. He's wearing a sweater. He's wearing a collared shirt and a turtleneck in the fucking desert.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's got the head covering on. You know how long it took him to put all of that shit on?
Dude, yeah.
I'm dying thinking about him getting ready for this fucking picture.
Well, yeah.
You got one picture every 5 years back then.
Yeah, it's like Norm Macdonald had a bit about that where you got one picture.
That was it. So he got ready. He probably I found out yesterday that he carried around 2 daggers with him.
2?
Yeah.
Most people, it's 1.
Most people would be 1. Yeah.
Did he cross them?
I can't, listen, here's the beautiful thing about it. We'll never know. We'll never know why he did it. We'll never know what was done. But I'll tell you what, whenever he used them, I guarantee you he felt badass as shit. You imagine how useful that was when somebody needs a dagger and you have one?
And you have another one?
You just have another one just in case he goes bad?
If he knocks it out of your hand, you grab another one.
Just purely,
Do you think he was rocking 3 by the end?
He must have been. He must have started with 3.
Yeah.
Lost one in the
He's got
shuffle.
like a little thing on his jacket, like a little pendant or something.
Yeah, it's probably some swag. I don't even know, man. I gotta ask what that is, because he is of both of my grandparents. I've never met either of my grandfathers, but he's the most machismo Arab one. Yeah. The other grandpa is very like, he's notable for having a fondness for animals. Like he had like pets, and he was like warm. He was like very friendly. He's very funny. This guy, not very much the case. And what I love about him, and you brought this up, you said, how old are you? So part of the reason why I never met him is he had my father late in life.
What do you mean by late?
He was 50s. This guy was. This is more of what I think chicks are picking up on. This guy is he's fucking virile as hell.
Yeah,
he's fuck. Did you imagine busting in chicks and getting them pregnant when you're in your 50s?
Yeah, I absolutely can.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way anybody's getting pregnant from any of my cum after 33. Too much Bang energy drink. It stirs. They're sizzled down there. It's a thing. So this guy was getting it on and fucking.
And in the picture, these girls can't tell that he's 4'7", 4'8".
That's a good question. I have no idea how tall he is. He's actually on someone's shoulders right now.
His shoes actually come out right when that picture stops.
He was born in the 1890s.
Jesus Christ. My grandfather was born in 1929.
Yeah. So my guy was already doing. When your grandfather was born, mine had already seen an empire fall. He had not only been alive, but he saw one fall completely. I wanted to show you this as well. These are my Israeli. I want to just fucking prove how much of the real fucking deal I am. These are Israeli registration papers. So in the Israeli database right now, they think I still live over there in Palestine. They've got all of my information that I'm like a Palestinian citizen. Notable here is the picture. You can see how pissed off I look in that picture.
Yeah, is that what they force you to do?
There's actually a sign when I took that picture that said, "Please don't smile." I wish I was kidding.
I can't imagine that rule is ever broken. Can you imagine the smiley Palestinian? Sir, I need you to stop smiling.
Well,
why? It's all so great.
I imagine every once in a while you get guys like me coming in, and they're probably like, "Okay, yeah, we got to get the sign out here for those idiots."
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
Last picture I want to show you, and Tyler, take it off picture on this last one because I want to humor you guys. If you're on the Patreon, by the way, is it not in there? It better fucking be in there. Okay, it's not in there. God damn it!
It might be because it looks like you did like a whole.
Oh god damn it! I'll put it up. I'll pull it up right now.
What is it?
I wanted to show you a picture of my dad from Hajj. Because he looks like it's
Is
great.
this his first time?
His first time.
Wow.
I will not put it up on the YouTube, but I will put it up on our Patreon, patreon.com/WHotW.
For listeners who are as well versed in Muslim culture as I am, Hajj is the mosque, or what do you call that?
It is the
attraction at Mecca that you got to go pay your respects to.
Hajj isn't the attraction. Mecca is the attraction. Hajj is the action, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a building built around a meteor.
I just wanted to show you how. Can you show Tyler? And then we'll put this up on the Patreon, patreon.com/WHW. My mom looked at him and when she showed me that picture, said he does look like a hijacker in that picture.
He looks a little bit like Rip Torn. I'm not gonna lie. He has a little bit of you get him an earring, he'll look like Rip Torn, dude.
Patreon.com/WHW. Take a look at my dad. Tell me if he looks like Rip Torn. Patreon.com, $5 a month. A fun $5 a month. Just to, if you don't mind me saying. Quick shout out to our latest addition to the fam, Skirt Madurk.
Another anonymous one.
Well, he's a smart one. He's smart.
We're getting a lot. This has been a big month for our Patreon.
It has been. You're officially worth $5. Just so you know, Skirt, you have $5
Mr.
worth.
McGirt, or Miss Skirt, Mrs.
Yeah. No, I think it's a sir. I think Skirt's a sir.
Oh, okay.
It's skirt as in like skirt.
Oh, I thought it was like you wearing a skirt.
No. I think a lot of our fans are very Gen
Scottish
Z.
too with McGirt.
That part I don't know. That one I'm not entirely sure. He's got $5 of our attention. I'll tell you that much. Not bad. Couple of our Super PAC contributors, Robinson Davis and Sean, of course, really got our attention. Feel free to get on their level if you'd like out there. Patreon.com/WHotW. Bonus episodes, bonus content. This weekend, I want to try to live stream. Who the fuck knows if we can pull it off? But maybe we'll work.
It'll probably work.
We have everything.
We have such a good track record.
We have a great track record. We have everything.
There's no reason why we can't live stream.
Let's give it a try this week. So in addition to all the fun bonus perks you'll get, pictures of my father.
By the way, when you were picking out this on-air sign, what were some other signs you were looking at?
That's the only one I looked at.
Yeah, you wanted on air.
I didn't want it on air, yeah.
Yeah.
The initial plan for that on-air sign was for it to be outside of the room so that I could turn it on, sort of like a Uncle Jesse in Full House situation.
Yes.
When he was recording, he would turn it on.
Did he have like a red light?
He had a red light that would turn on.
That means he's fucking. Really.
That means, actually, it meant he was recording. I don't think he disrespected the Tanner household by having sex down there.
With Becky? You don't think so?
Nah, dude. I don't think he was fucking Becky down there. Becky's a dirty whore if she was fucking him. If she was fucking him in the basement. What a disgusting slut. I'm glad she got pulled into that controversy. I'm glad she went to jail. What an awful whore. You were fucking Uncle Jesse in the goddamn basement? How old are you? She was like 40. She was like a reporter on TV.
I gotta tell you, if you hear Uncle Jesse fucking basement, you don't think 40. So that's good news.
Yeah.
That's good news.
And it's a good point. And also, Uncle Jesse in the basement, I gotta tell you right now, John Stamos is the best case scenario in that situation.
Downhill from there.
There's no chance that you're going to get a guy named Uncle Jesse in the basement who looks like John Stamos, usually.
I know. I mean, even if you got Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
You know, and he's doing Bullwinkle down there. You're like, that's a child molester.
Yeah. He's definitely was a suspicious one out of the bunch. But
are you a Full House or Fuller House guy?
What's Fuller? Fuller is the
Netflix
no,
revamp?
never would watch the revamp. No,
Actually,
no.
I gotta say, I gotta go Fuller House. It's pretty fucking good.
Is it good?
It's super good.
All right, Brian. Okay, well, Tyler, pull up a clip from Fuller House. Let's find out if it's good.
Fuller House knocks Fuller House right out, dude.
These are the kinds of opinions that Brian will just come in sometimes with, and it makes my fucking life complete.
Get ready to be challenged here.
All right, here we go.
Childhood's gonna.
Here's a clip from Fuller House. Okay.
Oh, this is a good episode. I like this one a lot. This is a really good. This is actually one of my favorite episodes.
All right, let's see.
Please don't make me do this. Moving in with DJ and those boys.
Hold on, is that Kimmy
terrible.
Gibbler?
Yes.
She's a mom?
Yep.
DJ really needs
Who the
us.
fuck came inside of her?
And you love her. She's your
Some
godmother.
lucky motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a godmother? So like 3 wishes. That's a fairy godmother. Do you really want me
Hey,
to
Kimmy
change
Gibbler's
schools?
fucking hot,
I know,
dude.
she
An
aged
outcast
well.
loner kid? All to move in with the whitest family in America.
See, taking
The Fullers
edge
are
your
like
wrists.
albino polar bears. Drinking milk.
Ooh.
In a snowstorm. Watching Frozen.
Oh wait, is this the Daily Show or is this Full House?
pretty
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. I like how relevant it is. You're right about that. I'm not sold.
Hola, Leticia. Mi madre
Spanish.
está loca y necesita psicoterapia.
Multilingual. Okay.
I am not going in there. There is nothing you can do to make me walk inside that house.
Oh, she threw her phone.
She threw her cell phone in there.
Yeah.
So it talks about issues that are relevant to younger children.
Yeah.
It's
I bet you if I saw this while I was watching The Social Network, it'd probably click even harder.
yeah. Or the Social Dilemma.
Social Dilemma. I mean,
Yeah.
Is that what's her
Candace
name?
Bergen.
Kirk Cameron's sister? She's fucking hot too, dude.
Yeah, they
Oh,
aged
just
nice.
tell me what's going on.
Christians age nice.
Okay, you might think this is bad news, but it really is good news. Just hiding in not so great news. It's like cauliflower filled with jelly beans.
See, it's so interesting because we grew up with them and to see how their parenting skills.
Are now, yeah.
Yeah.
I've waited my whole life to say this.
Is Uncle Jesse still fucking downstairs?
Yeah, for sure he is, dude.
I don't know why that clip ended on not a joke, but
It's more artsy. It's more like David Lynch type.
For some reason that clip just ended. It just ended.
I don't know. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. It's a better show.
Look, Brian, I'm not convinced. It was pretty good.
I'm telling you, I'm a Fuller House dude.
Fuller House was okay. I'm not saying it was bad, but I just don't know if it's as good as the original one, dude. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
I mean, you know, they did share writers with Trevor Noah, so
They got
which is the best. I'm also a Trevor Noah versus Jon Stewart.
that I'm with you on.
Yeah.
That I'm with you on. Trevor
100%.
Noah is so much better than Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart sucks ass.
I
dude.
tell you what, when Trevor Noah got onto the Daily Show, I thought to myself, not since Craig Kilborn have I seen.
I didn't think anybody could top Craig Kilborn. I really didn't. Because not only is he the original, but he was the best. He was also better than Letterman. He's my favorite late night host, too.
I think Jon Stewart is a fucking hack. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think it was interesting at all. I thought it was boring.
I like how Trevor Noah doesn't need to entertain you.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about him.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart's so desperate up there.
Exactly.
I'm going to make you laugh and be brilliant, eloquent, and then I'm going to, I'm going to be the guy you go to when 9/11 happens.
Did you guys know that when he's scribbling Jon Stewart in the beginning of the show?
Swastikas. Did you know that? I had a friend who worked on the show. They said that he would pick up the papers. It was covered in cock swastikas. That's what he's drawing. It's about time we got Trevor Noah.
Oh, man. I was shocked when I found out he just wasn't writing something. You're telling me it's swastikas.
Cock swastikas.
Jesus, dude. Let's get done with that fucking clown Jon Stewart. I never want to hear from him again. You know what, though? Can we say this? It's a little bit sad whenever Jon Stewart tries to come back. Like,
I know. And he's always hiding under the desk.
Yeah.
And he's got to pop up like he's a girl in a cake.
Whenever he tries to come back, I go, John, just stay quiet.
Just go away.
Go away. You were the king for a minute. You coming back ain't going to save nothing.
Yeah.
America's fucked, and you fucked it, asshole.
Yeah, and also you don't need to ruin a perfect show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
To remind us of how the shit used to be.
It's really, to remind me, well, there is, I guess from your philosophy, it makes Trevor Noah look extra good those days when he comes back.
It does. When you bring in Trevor, I mean, it would be like if Biden had Trump open for him at a press conference.
Yeah.
And Biden yells at a Chinese reporter, and then he comes in, he goes, remember how, see how good I am?
Is Trump just not saying anything anymore? Or have they really just stonewalled this guy?
They're stonewalling him. He's doing rallies and stuff. I think my dad is going to one soon. He's super fired up.
Oh, man.
I told him to get me some merch.
Can I be honest with you? I think if I were Trump, I would be relieved with this. I'd be like, that's so awesome. I just get to speak live. Nobody's recording. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to say some crazy shit now that nobody's paying attention to me.
It's kind of like that band Pearl Jam is like that now. Where they haven't had a radio hit since the 90s, but they've been touring arenas nonstop ever since. And they get to make millions of dollars and nobody even knows they're still around.
I would love for us to get blackballed so hard that people have to just come see us do the podcast live. That's the only way to get us.
But it's an arena.
We're
at Madison Square Garden.
Absolutely.
Talking about how Fuller House is better than Full House.
Fuller House is not better than Full House. Right now, I'm saying it's debatable, but for right now, I'm just not ready to jump in and make that decision.
Do you want a Full House or do you want a Fuller House?
No, I hear you.
Also, the diversity really speaks to me.
I'll say this. It is weird that the first version of Full House, they went 10 seasons and I never heard Spanish. That's not really how San Francisco works.
Right. Or there was never a homeless person.
There was never one.
Yeah.
Full House should have absolutely dealt with like...
And there was 3 single dudes and not one of them are gay.
Yeah. So seeing the chick speak Spanish right now definitely at least made some more sense.
Jesse should be shooting up in that basement.
In the new version of Full House, that's what they should have to deal with.
Yeah. He's making like techno music and he's shooting heroin.
I love that they could
fucking dudes.
I love that they could just bring in the real Mary-Kate and Ashley and be like, you guys don't change anything about yourselves. We're doing an episode on heroin abuse. You two, just be you. Whoa, there were 2 of you the whole fucking time.
How old are they? Can I say one of them's hot?
Yeah. Brian, they're older. They're like 50.
How old is
Mary-Kate and Ashley? I'm guessing. Don't tell me 53.
53? There's no way.
Oh shit, 34?
34.
You're fucking kidding me.
34 years old.
She's only 3 years older than me?
She's 2 years younger than me.
I literally would have thought Mary-Kate and Ashley were in their 50s. You're fucking kidding me.
I can't even pretend that they're hot. They are ghouls. They are skulls with blonde wigs.
You know what, man? They've had pretty tough lives.
You're right. I apologize.
Thank you for that.
That's not the kind of stuff we do here.
That's not what we do here. Let's just keep it to anti-Semitism. And a little Islamophobia. In defense of the anti-Semitism, we're pretty Islamophobic too.
That's true.
We're very Islamophobic. Did you see Mark Ruffalo?
Yes. Mark Ruffalo had tweeted with a gun to his head.
Can you please pull it up, Tyler? We just have to. Let's pull it up.
Rupert Murdoch has sent a fucking death squad.
Yeah, he literally tweeted that, what's going on in Palestine is a genocide. Yada, yada, yada. It was so blowhardy. And then right after the genocide tweet, he tweets, I have reflected and want to apologize. Can you picture this, Tyler? I've reflected and want to apologize for posts during recent Israel-Hamas fighting that suggested Israel is committing genocide. It's not accurate.
Wait. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but first talking point that he was trained to say is Israel-Hamas fighting.
Very crystal clear, because it is. You're so
That's
fucking
not
right.
what it is.
It's such to frame it in such a way. I'm telling you, man. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. After this week, when I saw the way the messages came out, I went, "Well, that's it.
You'll never have a country."
I said
It's
that
over.
is too good.
You will never have a country.
Like from a pure, like just outside, I'm on no one's side. I went, that's just a.
You zoomed out, you saw the big picture.
The narrative is just, it was jujitsu. Pardon the pun.
I was going to say it was Krav Maga, but jujitsu is better.
It really was just like, what happened? Wait, what? I'm like looking at myself in the mirror like, you're a bad guy, Ramsey. Let's get into these stories here really quickly before we get out of here. It's kind of getting hot in here. Let's start with this. This is just a quick story. I wanted to point out: drug dealer jailed after sharing a photo of cheese that included his fingerprints. This is a Liverpool drug dealer using a. I've never heard of this app before. EncroChat. You ever heard of this before?
I think it's a like nowadays there's all these Telegram alternatives.
Yeah.
That are pretty much exclusively for criminals.
Signal is one of them. I've used Signal before. And EncroChat is one that is used commonly. He put up a picture of this, mature blue Stilton
This is a dystopia we're living in.
Yeah. Well, we're headed to a place where essentially the only way AI is not going to recognize you through cyber surveillance is you have to be Muslim and wearing a burqa. Really?
Right. The only way you're going to be able to be a drug dealer is if you're a pharmacist.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's going to happen now.
No, like they literally were able to nab him from his fingerprints.
And they tell this story like it's a funny, lighthearted, like goofy story.
Yeah.
And I
So
saw
fun.
this. Yeah. So, he was buying cheese and we busted him and they try to get you to focus on the cheese part.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how about the identifying fingerprints from a fucking picture and arresting somebody on an encrypted platform?
I just don't know how you even, I think about the technology there and it's so fucking sophisticated.
You don't think that's going to be used for bad?
It's only going to be used for bad.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they're able to access your fingerprints and so quickly, and they're able to move on it so swiftly and access your data through that app legally. Pretty insane.
It's fucking nuts, dude. This story gave me the willies. I was actually going to suggest we talk about this story, and then it creeped me out too much.
It's a very creepy story. I just wanted to quickly mention it. I like to, if possible, give our listeners a heads up. Most of our listeners are budding criminals.
God bless all the drug dealers of the world now.
I can't. It just seems like a job that has no upside.
No, unless you're based like running the cartel in Mexico, where you run the government.
Yeah.
Then you know that your American half is all going to go to all your operations in America every week are going to fall apart but you're fine.
Yeah.
In the long run.
I was before you got here, Tyler and I were talking, and Tyler was like, "Hey, man, did you hear Coke is back?" I was like, "Did Coke leave?" He's like, "Yeah, I guess it's cool now."
What are you talking about? It never went out of style, dog.
Maybe it's just me getting older and realizing everyone's on Coke.
That's probably
I've been
it.
thinking about it.
That's probably it. Yeah, Tyler's hanging out with a rough group of people, I think.
Hey, he's back in film school. He's around. Most film school kids are rich kids who are just doing blow, and Tarantino seems like he's constantly on Coke. There's nothing wrong with that.
Let's check out this story here. This woman in El Paso climbs into a zoo or a monkey enclosure, and
she feeds some spider monkeys. Now, before we even look at it, before the crowd, I knew she was going to be hot. When I heard woman jumped into a monkey exhibit to hang out with spider monkeys, I was like, if it's a dude, probably hideous.
If it's a dude, it was an attempt for the spider monkey to rip his dick off. Yeah. The dude was trying to kill himself.
Yeah. That was death by monkey.
Yeah. Dude, that would be a fucking badass way to go.
Yeah, dude. Just have a chimpanzee rip your jaw off and beat you with your own teeth. Jesus Christ. But I knew as soon as I saw the story, I was like, she's hot.
Yeah, well, this apparently she did it for the Instagram photo op. That was her main inspiration. Go ahead and hit play on this, or picture it, please.
So she's under a waterfall. The two spider monkeys are chilling with her.
It's extremely dangerous. I mean, these are primates we're talking about here, so they can do some substantial damage to you. They have large canines. They're stronger than they look. They may be small monkeys,
they're
but
primates.
they're extremely strong.
He's
they can take you to the ground.
Guy who's really upset about this, by the way. That's a good guy to be.
Yeah.
Dude who's really affected by this. Like, it really is upsetting for me to look at this video.
Well, he knows that if they killed her, they would have to kill his monkeys.
Yeah. I guess that's what he's thinking about. She, by the way, fed them hot Cheetos, apparently.
For Instagram?
For an Instagram photo. Oh, are these? Let me take a look at the spider monkey. What's their asshole situation? We've talked about this on the show before.
They got better asses than most monkeys.
It's not the asshole that's all exploded
and red and shit. No. It's a decent asshole.
It's not the asshole that looks like a.
There she goes.
Terminator's eye recovering.
Monkeying around and
she's a piece of ace.
Put a strain on the zookeepers and monkeys' relationship.
It takes years to build trust with these animals, and for someone to come in there for 5 minutes for a video on Instagram or whatever, just ruins years of work. It's going to take a really long time to get them back to where they were.
I know that asshole's pretty nasty. I saw pieces coming out of it.
About trying to cross in there?
No.
Why not?
Because it's a little bit too scared.
It's not a circus.
Well, that was an adorable young lady. What was that about?
Yeah, what's the point?
Are we supposed to be mad or?
Be respected. And for someone to come in here and just respect that, it really grinds my gears. And
oh man, he was saying very different words.
You know what?
That camera was off.
This is the female version of sometimes I think people will see, Tony Hinchcliffe, for example, has got that video. Whenever somebody uses a comedian does a racial slur on a podcast, I feel like
that was a live show, stand up.
What live show, stand up, Shane Gillis, whatever, all the guys. I do think women look at guys and they think, why would you say the N-word on a podcast? That's crazy. What could you do there? I think this woman feeding that monkey hot Cheetos is the female version of saying the N-word on a podcast.
Yeah, where dudes are like, why
would you walk it for what?
Do you know what kind of core strength they're dealing with, dude?
There's no guy on the planet who would ever fuck with that. She got fired from her law firm.
Apparently, I know, and I included the statement from the law firm
where the law firm is like, we don't want to. Well, here it is. Let's see.
It's so funny. Here,
Tyler, read it.
He's gonna get anxiety.
We learned this morning that the individual who was filmed trespassing in the spider monkey enclosure of the El Paso Zoo was an employee of Lovett Law Firm. She has been terminated. The firm has always been a strong supporter of animals and animal advocacy. We absolutely do not condone this irresponsible and reckless behavior. We support the El Paso Zoo, and our thoughts go out to the spider monkeys, Libby and Sunday, and hope that they will recover from this very traumatic experience.
Oh, wait, those were chick monkeys?
Oh, I had no idea they were chick monkeys. Oh,
I wonder if she knew that going in.
I bet you chick monkeys are stronger than dude monkeys. Sometimes
there's always that going on.
That weird thing going on in the animal kingdom.
The lions, actually, the women hunt.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe it anymore, to be honest with you. I think men hunt. It's got to be the case. I love this law firm, by the way, puts this statement out. I guarantee you they're going to immediately turn around and start suing. They're probably an ambulance chasing.
Oh, I was going to say, if that monkey attacks her, they would have put that zoo right out of business.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like, sweetheart, we got to let you go. But if you had instigated something, we could have made you a millionaire.
What if they let her go specifically so they could represent her? It would be a conflict of interest if she worked for us and we represented her, so we let her go.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to cover you in badger piss. We're going to throw you back in that cage.
Well, it's mighty irresponsible to let her go through. Monkeys eat leaves and shit. They're fucking dumb, dude.
Don't they eat meat though at all?
Some monkeys eat meat, I think. Tyler, Google what do monkeys eat?
Because obviously you want to say bananas.
Well, yeah, that's.
But I feel like that's like a
that's
cartoon.
Just not true. The bananas thing is false completely. It's a narrative constructed by the media. Let's see here. God bless you. We ever find out what monkeys eat, by the way?
Because don't chimpanzees eat like cocks and shit?
I think
like other animals' cocks.
I think a chimpanzee will suck you off, act as disrespect in their species.
They rip your jaw off. They break your wrists.
They suck you off. they finger your butthole. All in the name of dominance, I believe.
I would feel dominated. They break your wrist and rip off your jaw and suck you off.
This video is called "What Do Monkeys Eat for Kids?" So they're definitely not going to say any of the things that we just said.
You mean they're going to lie?
Yeah, they're going to lie to these kids. These kids can't take the truth.
Well, what did it say, though?
That monkey eats dick.
Well, chimpanzees primarily eat giraffe cock.
I don't think they eat dicks, dude. I really think that they'll just rip them off. I think they're not cruel, or it doesn't make any sense to eat them.
Oh, they just rip it and throw it away?
That makes more sense to me. Who's ever seen a dick and been like, that's going to be delicious?
Yeah, you know it's going to be gamey and chewy.
Yeah. Dude, it's got to be the worst cut of meat on
then
you.
they go straight to your ass cheeks.
All the hormones that flow through it.
Yeah.
All day
blood.
long. Oh, going in and out. It's
Also, probably STDs if you're out there just raw dogging in the jungle.
You've seen monkey assholes. If you,
yeah, could you imagine?
Every once in a while, I guarantee you, a monkey accidentally gets it in the bud.
Oh Jesus!
And you don't want to. You don't want to put your dick anywhere near that bud.
No.
When it's completely healthy, it looks like it's suffering from the worst STD.
It looks like they just constantly have to sit on those donuts with ice bags under them. What evolutionary benefit does a big lumpy red ass?
I'll tell you what, it's probably it's so if a predator sees its asshole, probably he's like, ugh, gross. Like, I'm not gonna put that in my mouth. Boom, save. Let's see. Speaking of Israel, Palestine, our boys in Belarus are back.
Alexander Lukashenko,
back in the news.
Friend of the show.
They apparently rerouted an airplane. Remind me to never take a flight from Ryman Air, by the way.
Ryanair, I was going to say, this is actually the best case scenario with a Ryanair flight.
Yeah.
Ryanair it makes JetBlue, Spirit, it makes those look like luxury airlines.
I got it. Based on this story, I have to believe that's the truth.
Dude, it is cheaper than the train. Like, if I wanted to fly from Berlin to Paris, it's cheaper than the train by a lot. It's like €13, but if you bring like shoes, it's all of a sudden $700.
Sure.
And they are rude. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's to be so.
Where is it based out of curiosity?
It's British.
It's British. Okay.
But it was a flight from Greece to Lithuania.
Okay. Nothing good can be going on that flight, by the way. Greece to Lithuania.
No.
There's no reason to be.
The body hair that is in that sink.
There's no reason to be going to or fro either of those places.
One collapsed economy to the other.
I don't want you guys going anywhere near each other. Yeah, absolutely.
So this journalist, I forget his name, but he was on this airplane and he flew from Greece to Lithuania.
He's got like a Mikhail Gorbachev thing going on in his head, right? He's got like a birthmark on his forehead.
No, that is a fucking knuckle imprint.
Oh, is that his? Oh.
That's his forced confession video.
Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. My bad. I thought it was like a birthmark. That's actually
no. He doesn't look like that.
That's actually a blotch of blood.
Yeah. He's been beaten up. His face looks darker. Like, I feel like they put makeup on him to cover up a lot of bruises.
Yeah.
But he was flying from Greece to Lithuania, and he was a journalist who had criticized and covered the protests of Lukashenko's election. And they're 2 minutes from getting into Lithuanian airspace. All of a sudden, Hamas calls in a bomb threat and is threatening to blow up that airplane.
So they
reroute it, land it in Minsk. Minsk.
Minsk is in
Belarus capital.
Okay.
And then they meet, and as soon as it lands, they said that everybody on the plane said that this dude knew exactly what was up. He like started handing his phone and his laptop to his girlfriend. He started pushing everything over to her.
Yeah,
and then gave himself up. They took him in.
Feels like you're kind of setting your girlfriend up in that moment. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I would be doing in the same moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so you guys know, she's got everything.
He's like, you know what? Here, will you put this mask on that I got made that looks exactly like my face? And I'm going to wear a mask that looks exactly like your face.
He hands her a computer. It says her name's computer. It's changed everything.
Yeah, so they this journalist, they grounded the airplane, but they blamed it on Hamas, which I think is very funny because why would Hamas, right now, of all times, when they had just on the other end of getting battered by Israel, would they be worried about a Ryanair flight from Greece to Lithuania?
Their PR guy or whoever, does it thought, hey, man, strike while it's hot. They're in the news right now. People are going to really resonate right away. And I'll be honest with you, probably most Americans would probably be like, yeah, I mean, it seems like something Hamas would do. You know, like based on the way they hear Hamas here.
Yeah, the way they talk about Hamas.
The way we talk about Hamas here in the American media, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. They're pretty much, they do everything. I blame Hamas for everything.
But yeah, could you imagine? I mean, you talk about like, no offense to Greeks or Lithuanians, but I imagine they don't really tug at the heartstrings of people where it's like Hamas is like, we will blow up this airplane full of Greeks and Lithuanians.
Yeah.
And they're like, who?
Who do we make out the check to in that situation where you blow up a bunch of Greek people?
Yeah. What do you want again?
I like that. I really love that Lukashenko had to go through this sort of lengths to arrest this guy. Like, to make it route all the way there seems like he's fucking with. It seems like a game to him.
100% it is.
He should have just painted the other place. You know, like where was he going?
He was going to Lithuania.
He should have just made Belarus's airport look like it was Lithuania when he landed.
Right.
And then had him get out, kind of Wile E. Coyote style. You know, go to the bag, get his shit, and then as soon as he steps out, he realizes he's actually in Belarus.
They repaint the yellow line of the road. They pick up the yellow line and they point it towards Belarus. And the driver just turns around.
So hit play on this, Tyler, because I want to understand a little bit more. Other than being arrested, he also, I guess, had to confess to something. Let me see this.
This is the first video of Belarusian journalist Roman Protasevich since his arrest at Minsk airport Sunday. He says he's in good health and that he was involved in organizing anti-government protests following last year's disputed elections. The country's also exiled opposition leader fears for his fate.
Lawyer is already trying to...
I'm sorry, what the fuck's her name?
Spaza. We've talked a lot about her. She was the girl who had to escape to Lithuania, who was running for president against him.
Oh, that's right.
And she did that she also did a forced confession. Svetlana
Tsikhanouskaya.
Exactly.
Dude, very catchy. Probably. Unfortunately, I'd love to get a bumper sticker. Unfortunately, my car is not going to be wide enough for that name. Jesus fucking Christ.
Especially a European car. They're tiny over there. You could never, they would just, but she's hiding away in Lithuania, and she was like leading the opposition. She was a political party leader, and then her husband is still in jail, but he did a forced confession. By the way, the guy right here, this Roman protester, the journalist, is the third forced confession that we've covered here at Worst Hour under Lukashenko. And they all have like black eyes and like fat lips, and they come out, they're like, I was wrong.
Much like what we were talking about earlier, like, you know, when we were talking about the printing money, like, why the fuck do you even do it? Like, why go kill the person if you could just print the money? I feel the same way with like Lukashenko. It's like, why get the confession? You could just put him in jail forever. It's not like anyone's going to ask any questions.
When you're such a narcissist,
you want to be like, he thinks he's right.
Yeah. He thinks that, like, he truly believes that when a guy comes out with a fat lip and crossed eyes, and it's like, I got this. I did everything that they said I did. He's like, see, now that'll take the pressure off us. Guy's like, I was wrong.
He has a cut on his forehead. They put fleas in it. They're like torturing him. That's actually something my uncle one time told me happened to him.
What?
My uncle told me that he was kidnapped. He was being questioned by the Israelis. And they tied him up and they cut his forehead and they put fleas in his forehead.
Listen, I'm all for Palestine getting a state, and I totally support the Palestinian cause, but I don't think that happened. I really don't think
he
that
did
happened.
eventually go on to have severe Alzheimer's.
What do you think? The fleas ate his brain?
Well, no. I mean, like, I think he was starting to lose it.
Oh, I thought you were like proving your point.
No, obviously.
Well, the fleas got in his brain. That's what.
No, I think he was losing it. But, you know, it sucks when you're from a culture where you're like, seems possible. Like, anything's possible, man. What did they, Tyler, finish this video real quick. What did they there's a reason they arrested this guy. I want to know.
He was a journalist during the disputed election.
That's it?
Yes.
But I'm sure that he's in awful circumstances.
Svetlana Tikhanovskaya tweeted that he appears to be under physical and moral pressure. The country's main independent news outlet was shut down by the government this month, and more journalists were jailed. But Sunday's events appear to have taken the crackdown to a new level. On Monday, the Lukashenko regime blamed Hamas for issuing a fake bomb threat against the passenger jet carrying Pratasevich. The plane was ordered to land in Belarus Sunday during a flight from Greece to Lithuania.
Damn, so
Hamas
close.
has denied the claim.
So close.
Right there.
It's so close.
Travelers have been held hostage to the regime's aggression.
World leaders have called it a hijacking. The European Union has banned its flights from crossing over Belarus and says it will impose new sanctions against the Lukashenko.
Are you wondering why Angela Merkel looks like Bo Burnham?
No, I was wondering why every time European leaders get together, it looks like it's in a high-tech preschool. It looks like...
Good question. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Look at that. It looks like there's a train track that's supposed to go around those desks.
This absolutely looks like a preschool where you're like, oh yeah, this is where if you want your kid to go to Harvard, you gotta get him started at Stepping Stones Institute.
Yeah, it's a hybrid Montessori Reggio Emilia model.
Yeah.
Everybody, 19 world leaders.
No letter grade system. Everybody gets a feeling for a grade at the end of but they all learn.
Remember how King Tut was a pharaoh at 14?
Yeah.
The reason he was able to do that is because they used this
Went
model.
to a school like this. So
use
so
this
your
model.
kid's going to be completely fine.
Yeah.
Actually, what ends up happening is all those kids end up growing up and killing somebody in a DUI.
Yeah, for sure.
every single one of them.
Anyway, continue.
From crossing over Belarus and says it will impose new sanctions against the Lukashenko regime.
Lukashenko refuses to wear a mask.
That distinction, whoever edited that is brilliant because they cut from the EU people all touching elbows and masked up and like being super socially distanced, and they cut straight to Lukashenko, no mask, just fucking bare knuckle handshakes.
He's doing the Tony Soprano thing where he's holding you at that part of your part of your neck,
the scruff.
Yeah, he's making you feel weak and emasculated. Yeah.
Slapping the wind out of your back.
Between the EU and Russia, it's a difficult balance for the West to strike, according to this former Belarusian diplomat.
If you put Russia and Belarus to the same box and putting them on the same sanctions package, this will bring Lukashenko close to Putin, and it would be easier for him to ask for some economic support.
Lukashenko is reportedly set to meet with Russian leader
That's a
Vladimir
wide
Putin
sit for
later.
Putin. Putin sits with his knees out past 45-degree angles.
You know, Putin was uncomfortable in that shot because he's not usually the short guy in a meeting.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how tall Putin is.
He's actually short.
Is he a short guy? He looks tiny right there.
No, he's a little guy.
Like that, it's very embarrassing for him to be next to Lukashenko like that.
He's sitting with his legs so wide, like it looks like he's getting a lap dance from like Lizzo or something.
He's for sure. He's without a doubt trying to compensate for something. And honestly, they may have set him up because look, why does Lukashenko's chair look so small? Like, look how small his chair looks.
Lukashenko's a big fucking dude.
He must be a huge guy.
Yeah. Do you think he reminds Putin of that?
Maybe. Yeah, I think he purposefully puts out a chair that Putin can't quite fill in right. Putin's got a little bit more of a gut than I want him to have, to be completely honest with you.
He's getting up there now. He's also got filler, it looks like. Looks like he's got a little work done, a little plastic surgery.
Yeah, I don't really love that very much, to be honest with you. I miss Putin. I still think of Putin as the shirtless dude on the horse.
Yeah.
That was years ago, man. That was like a decade ago when he was doing shit like that.
Playing hockey and fishing bare-chested.
And he's just eating whatever, bear cheese they eat.
Yeah, or fucking like salt fish.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Boko Haram leader Abu Bakr Sheku was allegedly killed, according to the Nigerian military. Now, here's what's interesting about this. This guy allegedly died in 2012 and in 2016 as well. Let's take a look at this clip right here.
aikin da aka yi
Charismatic.
A statement from the army claims he was killed several weeks ago after a clash. Okay, so this is actually the 2013 report here where he died. Allegedly, he recently... The army said Shaku was hit during a gun battle near one of his camps. This happened between July 25th and August 3rd. So this is from the 2016. I must have sent you the incorrect clip there. Regardless, what they're saying about this Boko Haram leader today is that he blew himself up so that he could not be caught by the opposing forces.
Take that, Osama, and take that, Saddam.
Yeah. He continues to die. He dies once every 4 years. He dies, it seems like, once in 2013, once in 2016.
This is like when Kiss kept doing farewell tours. And then they would come back and do another farewell tour.
Well, so what I think is really funny is actually this article here that Tyler pulled up. I was trying to figure out, why does this guy keep dying? Apparently a bunch of ISIS-linked fighters are trying to claim the reward for his death. I think they are literally trying to Nigerian scam the government out of $150 million. I think they're faking his death every couple of years to try to get a reward. How hilarious is it that they're literally trying to email scam the government out of 150 grand on this guy's death?
It's probably his plan. He probably went to his family, found a cousin that looked like him, killed him, and then sent somebody to go get, and then they just put that right into their money.
Friend of the show, OP, is Nigerian. I got to get his take on this because this is ridiculous and so funny that they do this. Pretty cool, by the way, pretty cool way to kind of keep yourself relevant in the news. Every couple of years, you put out a crazy story about how you got killed. Yeah. All the stories about how he got killed are fantastic, and that's why I don't think this time he got killed in particular.
And then he comes back, and it's like a ghost.
Yeah.
Then he's like mythological.
He's mythological. Turns out I didn't die from that thing. That thing that you guys thought killed me couldn't kill me. I'm actually way stronger. Tried to blow myself up. Now I'm stronger.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly how that works, but I'm legit stronger.
It's like when you take one of those shots with cayenne and turmeric.
Exactly. Exactly.
What are those called?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's like a super cleanser or something like that. Master cleanse. There we go.
Maybe.
John Cena is apologizing to the Chinese government.
I'm glad we got to this one.
This is an important story. So John Cena is currently in China filming Fast and the Furious 9, I believe.
Oh, no, he's
done.
He's doing the red carpet shit.
So he's touring for it.
Yeah.
He in an interview said that the first place that they saw the video or that the movie screened was in Taiwan. That was the first country that saw it.
Yeah, he said Taiwan was the first country that saw it. Now, if anybody's aware of the relationship between Taiwan and China,
as far as this podcast is concerned, Taiwan is a part of China. It is their property. It is a special economic zone or whatever. We're taking the same fucking... I'm not going to make it in America, Brian. I have to go to China to make it. And so I'm walking the fucking line.
Now, when you say go to China, you mean Taiwan?
Oh, well, you could go there if you wanted. It's part of China. So if you wanted to go into China and you wanted to go to Taiwan, that would technically be correct.
Yeah.
So the shitstorm that hit John Cena on Weibo. You know how much it's my dream to be big on Weibo, to be like super huge on this fucking Chinese social media site. Apparently people were just blasting this guy all day long for referring to Taiwan as a country. So much so that John Cena had to put out a statement. And not only did he put out a statement, he actually did it in fucking Chinese, dude. Check this out. Or maybe Mandarin, I guess is probably the proper way to say that.
It's Chinese.
I'm not going to disrespect the country. I'm hoping to make money.
That's not disrespectful. Oh. Mandarin and their dialects of Chinese.
All right, let's see this video here. There's something I have to clarify. I've done a lot of interviews for F9. In one of the interviews, I made a mistake. Everyone asked me if I could use Chinese to explain it. You got to give it to John Cena. It's pretty impressive.
He's a beast. He's doing this in denim shorts.
The F9 crew has given me a lot of information. There were a lot of interviews and information, and I made a mistake. I have to say this right now, and it's very, very, very important. I love and respect China and the Chinese people.
And Taiwan can suck my fat dick.
I'm so very, very sorry about my mistake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize. You must understand that I really love and respect China and the China people. Ah, that's racist. You can't say that. The China people. I'm sorry. Bye.
Speaking of forced confessions.
It's tough, man. It's a tough situation to be in if you're John Cena.
Yeah, if you only make crap that can only be popular in China. You know what I mean? Like, if you made good movies, this would not be an issue because nobody would be seeing it in China.
China owns Hollywood now, man. I'm telling you, slowly but surely, they're going to start owning Hollywood. They're going to start by buying up all of our fucking sort of big franchise entertainment, like Fast and Furious, right? Like, that's now...
Yeah.
Next, they're coming for like the blue collar comedy tour. They're gonna be a Chinese.
Let me tell you something. Larry the Cable Guy would have a lot of apologies on his plate.
Oh yeah,
if China started owning.
They're gonna come for it. I'm telling you, man. You might be a Uyghur. If you're out there and you're doing tons of labor and nobody's paying you.
If you're spreading a terroristic ideology in the Xinjiang province, you might be a Uyghur.
You might be a Uyghur. If you're out there and you've got your hair buzzed because they're turning your hair into a wig for the developed world, you might be a Uyghur.
If you think that you deserve a free press and your own right to democratically control your territory, you might be from Hong Kong.
I'm telling you, they're coming for it next. Slowly but surely, you mark my words, Brian, China's going to change this world. We were talking about Palestine and Israel earlier. That's over, dude. Once China's number one, they're like, shut the fuck up, both of you. We don't want any of this. We don't give one fuck about this part.
We will nuke both of you, and we don't care.
Well, what do you guys give a fuck about? God? We don't give a shit about that.
God's illegal in our country.
Beat it, nerds. We don't give a fuck about this conflict anymore.
Oh, my God.
They're going to change the geopolitical landscape, dude. I'm telling you. China is not only going to control, like, media. Pretty soon, they're going to be controlling the electric car market, which is going to make the oil companies, Middle Eastern oil tycoons worthless. It's going to be a completely different thing now. So, and this video to me, the scaredness that John Cena had, the fear.
Former heavyweight champion of the WWE.
He went from crying about 9/11 in that one video where he was saluting the troops or whatever.
Yeah.
To literally licking dog shit off of Xi Jinping's shoe.
Just like the CEO of the Houston Rockets, the owner. You do not own a major sport franchise without being a billionaire.
Yeah.
A billionaire, a sports franchise owner of the Houston Rockets made a comment, a couple years ago and immediately was like, I am so sorry.
Was it about China?
He was critical of China.
So for that reason, I know the writing's on the wall. I see where this is going. I'm gonna support the China side.
Sorry, Taiwan. I've seen a map, and y'all are tiny.
Y'all are a little tiny. Yeah, Tiny One. Change your name.
Isn't like one is called like the Chinese Republic, and one is called the Republic of China?
I'm not sure.
I think the official, because they're being suffocated by China, I think they changed Taiwan as like the Republic of China.
Is there any violence in that region? Is it like is there separatist movement in Taiwan?
Yeah, because Taiwanese is a legit language.
Yeah.
And when the Chinese government took over Taiwan, they outlawed Taiwanese, and then people were learning it underground, and there was like resistance fighting for that kind of stuff to preserve the language, and then that turned into a little bit of street fights and riots. China's always testing rockets off the coast of Taiwan. The United States is always testing rockets off the coast of Taiwan towards China.
Yeah,
it's always going.
Taiwan is a very critical country too because of their production of those microchips, the semiconductors, which we have a major shortage of right now. It's causing huge increases in groceries. It's part of the rise in prices that we're seeing right now is because, people are having a tough time transporting things and cars are short. There's a huge shortage on cars. So this Taiwan thing is a lot more relevant than people even realize. But for that reason, I think it's really important that we make it crystal clear who owns Taiwan. China.
Ni hao.
Yeah. All right. Before we get out of here, I do want to see this. This is great. We talked about Eurovision on the show. I don't even know if it was on the main feed or if it was on the Patreon.
I believe it was on the Patreon.
So for those of you who maybe don't know, Eurovision is sort of Bryan and I's Super Bowl. We watch it every year.
Every year. The pandemic year was brutal for us because we usually fly out there.
Yeah.
So if you win, Eurovision is a songwriting contest that all the countries in Europe plus Israel get to participate in.
Yeah.
That's true, by the way.
Yeah. It was actually in Tel Aviv in 2019. It was held there.
Yeah. I remember. That's where I met you.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
You had a tough time across the border. I helped you.
It was tough, man.
I was like the cab driver in Total Recall.
That was a really sad day when I couldn't get to Eurovision.
So if you win the songwriting contest, the country that you're from hosts the next year's Eurovision,
and it's a big deal. You get some some tourist bucks.
You get
a record label from some kind of clearable music record label.
It launches your career in countries where you didn't even know they wrote music. But,
so every country competes. They all elect a band, and then they got to release a song or whatever.
Exactly. So they have a local tournament. Mm-hmm. They're within their country. The winner of that goes to the internationals. So this year's winner was an Italian band called Maneskin.
Okay.
And they kind of look like Motley Crue or some shit. And there's a video, and people are starting to think that this is when they found out they won.
Okay.
This is in front of like 50 cameras. This is in front of like 200 million people watching live.
Uh-huh.
Allegedly, this man here who looks like the singer of Buckcherry, if you remember that band.
I do remember Buckcherry.
That man right there, shirtless with the dog collar on, allegedly is about to snort some cocaine live on this television.
Let's check it out.
Now go ahead and let's watch it.
To go from Belarus to this story, we got range, dude. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm so happy to have performed, and I'm so happy that Eurovision happened. I'm so happy to have.
It's fine. It'll play one more time again. Keep it going.
It's just gonna keep scrolling through.
No, it keeps going to it more after.
I'm so happy that Eurovision.
Okay, here.
He takes a big fat. I mean, that was crystal clear. A big fat rail that guy was doing.
So, congratulations, Italy.
Pause it real quick. Let's take a look at this guy real quick. Let's just spend a little time on this man's outfit.
Who is this guy?
This is about a 55-year-old man who's wearing a sideways ball cap and a Blue's Clues kind of polka dot shirt.
This dude looks like he's here to fuck a 12-year-old.
He looks like an undercover cop.
Yeah,
like
he really does.
In the 80s.
He really does. Yeah.
You guys know where I could get some grass?
I know for a fact his other ear that we're not seeing is pierced.
Oh, for sure.
He has a diamond in his ear.
No, it's dangly.
Yeah, it's dangly. Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
Because there was a sequence during the broadcast when you are seen in the background leaning over the table and seems to be snorting something. And online people are suggesting that you are taking cocaine. What was it?
Thomas break a glass. Exactly. Thomas break a glass with his leg. I don't use drugs, please, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, watch this. So, okay, this man is wearing his eyeliner, and that's it. He's at the podium.
He's completely naked just in case anybody's going to ask him about this so he can stand up.
And say, it's all natural!
Yeah.
So he says that they broke a glass. Now, if you watch the video, that is not a man looking at a glass that broke.
No.
He is strategically, dude, and the comments are defending the shit out of him. The media is just mad that a rock band won Eurovision, which I get it. I was upset. As a huge fan of Eurovision, I prefer the pop acts.
I like when sort of the folksy polka acts get through.
Yeah, I do like it. Russia's always got an accordion involved. It's it's like Weird Al doing techno.
I love when countries who have no artistic skills whatsoever are we don't go. Why is this? This is music.
They're like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. We've been doing war for the last 3,000 years.
Yeah, what's not to like about this? The guy, he hits the drum. He sings about strength.
Yeah. And drum made from skull.
Yeah.
Go ahead and click on top. Go back into the doc there and click on the top 10 songs. So this is a video that just real quick to give you an idea of the better songs, because these guys, we'll listen to a little bit of their song, but these are the top 10 ranking songs from 2021 Eurovision.
Okay.
Now, I know you already know all this, but this
by
is,
heart.
This is for the listeners.
I'm. You know how in SAG you get the.
Screeners?
You get screeners? Yeah. I'm part of the Academy over there in Europe, so they sent me these albums. They sent me this album early in the year. So.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and press play, Ty.
Let's start off with number 10 here.
Number 10 at Eurovision is...
This is Stefania.
Greece. Stefania.
Sort of a green...
It's the worst green screen action I've ever seen.
You know what, though, man? In keeping with the theme of 2021, using a green screen is very 2021.
Yes.
So I like this.
Now, the song's about dancing, called Let's Dance. Now, number 9, this is Russia. This is a good song, actually.
This chick who's singing is very sturdy.
She's dressed like a Fabergé egg.
Yeah. I like how Russian pop stars are, like, sturdy.
Yeah. She's harvesting potatoes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's somebody, yeah.
She will whoop your fucking ass.
You know, I do kind of want to procreate with somebody like that.
Number 8 from Lithuania, The Roop. Discotheque.
I'm not looking at the screen. Tell me when this is over.
This is kind of like Curious George's owner if he was gay.
Bryan, tell me when this is done. I'm uncomfortable with it.
It's serious sexual energy.
This feels like I'm in an H&M, and I don't know whether I'm in the male or female section.
Number 7 from Malta, Destiny.
All right, Destiny. Okay, I like that they're going with somebody, a person of color. Is Malta a?
I don't know what Malta is.
I like how they all have to sing English.
Yeah, for sure. This
see kind of a cool. Beyonce. You know, sort of a Lizzo thing here, huh?
Yeah. A little bit of a Lizzo. From Finland at number 6 is Blind Channel with their song Dark Side. This is very Finland, by the way.
Dude, I'm sorry. You have to be so good to do the 2 frontmen. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's never good to have 2 frontmen. You get one of them on a guitar or something, dude.
Yeah, this is Linkin Park is the only band to ever pull that off.
But even he picked up a guitar after a while, Mike Shinoda.
From Ukraine, Go A, this band. This is the weirdest song of all of them.
Yeah. This is a chick who I definitely would get into like a 7-8 year relationship with.
It would end because she killed herself in a bathtub.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's who I wind up with.
Number 4, Iceland with something.
This is who I should be getting. Yeah. This is who I should be getting into a 7-8 year relationship.
This is like watching a comedy show in Silver Lake.
Yeah.
This is like Whitmer Thomas's special.
It really is.
A lot of guitars. Switzerland in at number 3 with Jon's Tears. John, of course, spelled intuitively Gjon.
All right, I'm not looking at this one. I am watching.
Ramsey's getting horned up on this guy.
No, I am not. You know that's not true.
He looks like Robert Downey Jr. in the 80s.
Tell me when it's over.
All right, number 2, the chantrice herself from France, Barbara Pravi. I don't like my chantrices being this aggressive.
No, I'm confused by this chick. I don't know whether I'm interested in her or...
Yeah, are you Edith Piaf or are you Patti Smith? And here's the winners. The Sober.
These are the guys who were doing coke?
The Sober Italian rock band.
I really hate... Can I tell you something, man? I hate that they were like... I'm so pissed off at that they're like a rock and roll band and they got caught doing like a rock and roll thing. I fucking hate that, dude.
Yeah.
You fucking cornballs. You know it was fully contrived. Nobody's
Also,
that rock and roll.
Shout out to Europe for still somehow, like, they're not closing the gap. In the 90s, they were 10 years behind. In the early 2000s, they were 20 years behind.
It's getting more.
In the 2020s, they're 40 years behind.
It's a very good point. Europe cannot close the fucking gap.
It was Olivia Newton-John and Motley Crue up there.
I mean, look, if you give me that list of 10, I'd probably rearrange them a little bit differently. You know what I mean? Probably throw that Lizzo chick closer to the top.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm an American and I know what sells. You know?
Yeah.
So, hey, either way, very fun. Great show today. Be sure to follow us across all social media platforms at Worst Hour Pod. Let's see. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ramsbad. Check out Tyler's show, best movie ever, with Jackson Banks. Aside from that, by the way, Tyler also has a short film sketch. Which one?
Film.
It's a film. It's very cinematic. It's beautiful.
It's black and white and it's silent.
It's beautiful. Tyler, you're gonna tweet a link out to that?
Yeah, I'll tweet a link out.
Tyler will tweet a link out to that. Be sure to check that out. And by the way, his social media is at Tyler Gizar. That is guitar with a Z. Follow Bryan at Bryan J. Vokey on Twitter. Mr. Bryan Vokey on Instagram. Brett the Shit Man Fart on TikTok. Write us worstoutoftheweek@gmail.com. Give us 5 stars, by the way. We are stuck at 69 reviews on the podcast.
You goobers don't want to ruin a good thing. I know.
I understand you don't want to ruin it. I understand you.
But if you got us to 4,269,
could be
way cooler.
Way cooler. Could be way
actually 400,000.
420,069.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to get to.
That's our goal. That's reasonable. 420,069.
Sub to the YouTube at Worst Hour Pod on YouTube.
By the way, our YouTube is fucking banging lately. Looks good because of the stew. Brian's just fucking churning clips out left and right. People are fucking commenting, learning about our experiences. Somebody called Bryan a genius. So we getting all sorts of...
I wouldn't say called. Somebody recognized Bryan as a genius.
Fair enough. No, fair enough. And the person seemed to be an AI bot. So... when a robot thinks you're a genius.
The HAL 9000 says you're a genius. It does sound like a short circuit.
Let's see. Anything else? Hey, thank you to everybody who came out and saw me in Fresno. That was fun. That was a fun show. Anything else you got to plug to these fine people, by the way, Bryan, before we get out of here?
June 3rd, Second Chance Comedy with Kurt Metzger and Keith Johnston.
Oh, and you definitely want to subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/WHW. $5 a month. Once again, shout out to Skirt Madurk, the newest Patreon. We welcome you to the fam. Hopefully this weekend we're going to be streaming the episode, so Patreons definitely be on the lookout for that. We'll send you the details for that, once we have them planned out after the show.
Not after, like before the other show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, if you got nothing else to say and I got nothing else to say, on behalf of everybody here at the Worst Hour Nation, peace be on to the prophet.
Long live Eurovision.
Kind of like the. What do you think, Tyler? Would you have clicked like on that?